Today, final day, it's best round wins the event, so got to be really aggressive, try to get some strokes early on the field. It's really do or die.
You know, people forget that I've already won an event like this, so, you know, to refresh their mind and, you know, hopefully win a second one would mean not only a lot to me, but a lot to my sponsors, to my family, to my friends, you know, mean a lot to all of us.
I probably play the front nine the same, aggressive, and try to get a bunch of birdies. And the back nine, I want to, you know, play more conservative if I have to, check out the scores, and just play it by ear.
I'm gunning for first. If not, it's probably going to be fourth because I'm going to be pushing till the end.
Looking forward to the last round of this event. Played good last week at USDC, so just kind of keep that momentum moving.
This will be, you know, a huge stepping stone in my career, and I'm just excited to compete here.
Just all or nothing today.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the last round of the 2021 season. We are here at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri, BigBarri commentary. What a card, what a round. Wow.
Well, let's get to work then. Grip 6 low profile, Nathan Queen. He's the 28th seed. Played every single round and he makes it to the finals. The 12th seed Drew Gibson's been playing great the last month. 100% bounce back in the tournament.
Third place at USDGC with 21 out of bounds. Keep that in mind. Incredible throwing at the disc right now. What a season for Adam Hammes. Paul McBeth has won 70,000 plus this season. Already, I think by making it to the finals today, he's already going to set a record for season total of most money ever cashed in one season. So many storylines. Doesn't matter really in the end. It's all about one round to crown a new champion here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hole 1 is a par 3, 390 feet straight.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Hornets Nest Park in Charlotte, North Carolina, the proud host of the 2021 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships, hosted and presented by Guaranteed Rate. This is your 2:30 p.m. tee time, your men's Pro Open division. Up first on the tee from Huntington Beach, California, your 2016 Disc Golf Pro Tour champion, Mr. Paul McBeth.
In all the head-to-head stats this season, McBeth has the edge on every player on this card, obviously. I can't imagine anyone he doesn't have the edge on, maybe aside from Ricky Wysocki. But oh, wow, this is left.
Super early. Getting some world champ love right there.
Emerges from the darkness of the woods on the left and ends up on the mulch chips under the basket.
Up next, from Minocqua, Wisconsin, please put your hands together for Mr. Adam Hammes.
I think that was the first shot I saw that early that made it through more than even halfway. So super fortunate. Let's keep an eye on that. If he has those breaks going his way today.
Oh my gosh.
Pack a lunch.
What an incredible front nine we saw yesterday from this young man from Wisconsin. Oh, look at that drive right there.
Miss it. Yep.
The last tree away from parking it 2 rounds in a row. Beautiful shot from Adam. 45 feet left for birdie.
Our next competitor hails from Carmichael, California. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Drew Gibson.
Oh, Drew, early left, low, skips off to the left, but it wasn't a big kick, so it should be manageable, but not easy.
Yeah, penetrating straight.
Rounding out our lead card from Kernersville, North Carolina, please welcome Mr. Nathan Queen.
The Cinderella story continues today. Nathan Queen, 28th seed out of 32 players in this event. He has played the hot score, I believe, every day except for yesterday, only one off, and each round has gotten better. He's thrown some incredibly consistent rounds together at this course. And that is a really nice shot for a lefty. This hole certainly favors the righty. Backhand to spin back towards the green. The lefty hyzer tends to fade away from the green, but that's getting it done right there. He's going to have a putt for birdie.
See how buried Drew is over here on the left-hand side. Little poke run, little pass, 20 feet from par.
Maybe obstructed, but still close enough for Drew to have a good look at his par, yeah. Online but low. That's something to keep an eye on today for Adam Hammes. If that putter's hot, he's been throwing the disc so well, he could easily get off to an early start here. And oh, wow. Huge putt for Queen.
On the stripe. Perfect stroke.
That is a hard lefty birdie. That is a great start. And you consider yourself quite fortunate if you leave here with a par with an errant drive. So Drew has a little bit of take a little momentum or confidence away from this hole, not necessarily getting punished too bad.
And then Paul, who
on the other hand
definitely shanked it and parked it.
Wow. On to hole 2, the island hole that essentially ended Ricky's day and started it at the same time, taking a quadruple bogey and then starting some incredible birdie run after that. This hole can end your dreams so quick. That OB line, keep in mind, is about a meter off the OB wall. So if you do get on that pine straw, you can quickly slide OB and have to move up to the drop zone, which is about 250 from the pin.
I like this play. Baby hyzer out the gap. Not a lot of speed. Catches the last tree. He stays in.
And that stayed in by less than 2 inches. Very fortunate break again for McBeth to not get punished there.
Out of the gap, heading towards the island, but the pine straw on the right-hand side is so slippery. It's almost impossible to stay in bounds on that side.
All right, this is an incredibly tough hole for Queen. He doesn't throw really any forehands at all, and to get that turn over requires a ton of commitment, and that did not get back in bounds. Uh-oh.
Heading in the same area.
And this is what we saw from Ricky yesterday with his mid-range. Once it hits flat on that pine straw, there's nothing it can do. It's just going to go towards that wall. It's going to stay on the wall, and that wall's OB. That's what you're looking for. Just missed that tree. Oh, yeah. Wow. Another beautiful display of touch.
Yeah, that's a perfect shot. Out of the hand, flips up, misses the one tree. So soft. Uses the pine straw to his advantage. And one under after 2.
Wow.
So this drop zone's about 270 feet.
270, okay.
Yeah. It really shapes well, actually, for the lefty coming in.
That's the only time when it's beneficial for the lefty.
But that's a tough putt back there. Obstructed. He kind of likes to straddle putt, too, though.
This is early. Right. That needs to get some help, I think. It is gonna... Is it in? It is barely. But that's going to be a long putt. And that putt could be a long putt for the par. So this for bogey. And, that can get away from you quick. That's going to be for double.
Yeah, he's still out.
Needs to put a Band-Aid on right now. Yes.
That's a wet Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's a Band-Aid that's leaking a bit, but it's okay because it's early, and this is the one you got to get through, but it doesn't appear as McBeth makes his par. Nathan has his bogey putt coming up here from about 25 feet. Obstructed. And that birdie on one is canceled out, but that's okay. You got to avoid the doubles. The singles aren't great either, but Drew Gibson will tie McBeth now at 1 under, with Queen following back by just 1 stroke. Hole 3, par 4, crucial tee shot, 674 feet, and you need to traverse 400 off the tee if you want to put yourself into position to get up and around the corner to the right for the birdie. Right about here is when you want to start breaking right if you're throwing the forehand or Nathan Queen with the backhand. If you can get to that bridge, you're in a great position. But if you come up short of that bridge on the right side, there's a ton of trees early that make that turnover or forehand approach very difficult and obstructed.
A lot of people like to throw the hyzer flip shot here if you're a right-handed player. Reason being is, as this is drifting, that's 2 inside, gets a kick, gets a second kick, kind of keeps him on the side there.
Yeah, that's in a pretty bad spot off to the right side.
But when you throw the hyzer flip, you push towards that right side, and as it flips up flat, then it starts penetrating to the left, which is what you're looking for. That's
clinical right there.
Yeah,
That's
absolute
perfect.
perfection.
This does set up really well for a lefty turnover. And, I mean, that's about as good as it gets, folks. That's going to get up near that bridge. Yeah, and you see how perfect that is. Go back to the semifinals when this man right here threw it across the bridge. Oh, no. And that's
Guaranteed
instant bogey town.
bogey.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to save the par. He's pitching sideways about 115 feet off the tee. He's going zone, and this is still a pretty long shot. He still wants to get about 350.
Looks like he's just trying to play to the corner.
My concern, though, is coming up short because, like we were talking about those big trees on the early side. Wait, what is Drew doing?
Going up high and hyzer. Looks like that's the biggest gap he had. Ending up right, I mean.
What? That was insane. That is such a scary shot there. If you make a mistake there, you're looking at a bogey or double bogey as well. And Drew got all the way around the corner.
No, get off it.
It's one of those many awkward places. Even with a great drive, Paul still had to force kind of a very specific shot shape with a flex, and he did not quite get the turnover on it.
Adam going inside, catching inside, leaving him inside.
And he needed to get up and down for the bogey. So with that, it's
Perfect.
Yep. With that tree kick, that's going to be back-to-back double bogeys unless he can find some sort of miracle throw-in from the rough. And there's not many lanes in there that can get to the basket.
No, very quickly he's going to be 4 over par, which is insurmountable.
It feels that way. It just with all the air being sucked out of your lungs.
You're just not playing good.
Yeah, just
Quickly. Drew ends up circle 2.
Oh, he loved it. Yeah, what's not to love? I cannot stress this enough. His tee shot is in a position where 9 times out of 10 a player is going to take a bogey and be very happy to take a par. And Drew just throws incredibly aggressive, gets through everything, keeps turning, gets the circle 2, and knocks down the back edge circle 2 putt from 60 plus feet. That was incredible.
Yeah, and that puts him to 2 under par. And Adam's 6 back.
And Queen is going to get back to 1 under par. tied there with McBeth.
It's different if you're trying to track down one person
Yeah,
at that
right.
number, but when you're tracking down 3 players that have you by at least 5 shots, it's probably not going to happen.
You might get one of them.
Yeah, when you're playing against the best players on the planet to this point.
Yep.
Literally on the planet.
In this event. And wow, it's tough to call out a competitor after 3 holes, but I mean, essentially it feels like Adam Hammes has been eliminated. Such a ruthless format in that way. Nothing that you've done to this point, as Drew just destroys this hole with his destroyer. Nothing that you've done at this point matters. It's all about today.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about the head-to-head stats. It doesn't matter about anything else.
Yeah, in a different format, he'd have a couple strokes possibly to play with,
Right.
and he's, but
I mean, he led the way yesterday. He had the best score
Yep.
of the entire field, and now it is rendered meaningless.
This looks a little bit early.
Yeah, it is. Oh, look at that. And a little roll around the fence. That's very fortunate. He's no longer tucked behind the edge. He's going to be able to advance with a forehand.
I like this low penetrating shot. If it catches edge, it'll skip a little.
Yeah.
Not as big as I thought it would be, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's got the forehand distance to get to the pin from there. Queen. Oh, he's going the scary route. Drifting it around the light pole. I mean, the only thing stopping that from being up there for the birdie is the one tree in the way by the basket. But that was a gutsy shot from Queen.
Paul's going to have this stall hyzer.
This is the angle you want, but it looks like Paul's come up short 2 days in a row. Oh, no, he gets to the back side of the tree. He's going to have a look from edge of circle. Very high. Does it have enough forward? That 3 for 3 on this group hitting that tree right now.
Nicely placed tree there.
Yes. They certainly placed the tree there. The basket's been there for hundreds of years.
Whoever placed the tree there, that was nice. This looks wide.
Yeah,
Needs
this is
help.
not going to hit that tree, but
No.
certainly not as turned over, as much angle as Drew would like, but it's safe and relatively open birdie putt.
Scary putt to run, but he is running it.
Is.
Good putt. I mean,
Yeah.
solid putt given the situation. Stays close, easy par. Must make for Adam.
Yeah, and then the next 12 holes will be must makes. Yeah, no. It rolls back inbounds, which is the silver lining, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what the spectators like to
Yeah,
see.
but they don't like to see that. Well, I guess one person did.
Definitely makeable. Saw Dickerson make this in the second round.
You made it in the first round. And Drew missed it in the fourth round. Uphill with that slope coming back towards him. It's a good thing it sat down. That could have done any number of crazy things and rolled back. McBeth, that's the second time he's made it at the top of the basket. Kind of a sick beat. Hole 5, par 3, 405 feet away. New tee pad this year. This is a really interesting hole placement or tee placement, making the players decide, do they want to go the hyzer flip turnover, the forehand anhyzer, the anhyzer backhand down the middle route. There's several different options. OB on the right side and OB road left. Paul, that's just a bit too turned over to get the distance.
Yeah, but just still a great controlled shot. I mean, one half angle away from being absolutely parked. Hitting that gap is crucial, especially when you have the right to left wind that kind of pulls your disc to the left.
Drew, 1 kick, 2 kicks. Oh no, that first kick looked like it was going to go on the road left, and the second one was almost a salvation, but it ended up kicking him back OB right.
Which you would rather be OB right than left. If you get to that left-hand side.
Look at this control. Oh Nathan
boy.
Queen, folks. He is throwing the disc really, really well. I mean, each round so far, he has just been in very little trouble. And look at that control. That is fantastic. That is the ideal shot shape. Forehanders and lefty backhands alike are looking to take that exact line. Adam, this is high.
Juiced.
Pretty flippy. I mean, this guy's forehand
Goes.
Is that goes OB long?
Yeah. Brutal.
405 feet, low ceiling. He goes OB long, folks. After he nearly ran up the ace on 18 yesterday, laying up 485. We thought for a second that was going to be 2 days in a row. Drew essentially made that exact same shot in the semifinals for birdie.
He's definitely got the putter upshot dialed this tournament. Paul wanting that to get down. I mean, fortunate it doesn't really roll away on that hillside.
The way he picked up the other putter, I thought he was going to go back and retry it. That would have been a strange decision at that time.
I wouldn't have hated him for it.
I'd
respect him for it.
Do it till you get it right. Nathan, and that puts him right there.
That's getting it
2
right.
under. So momentarily a 3-way tie until Drew taps in his bogey. And I think it's going to be unfair for us to not talk a little bit about Adam Hammes, his incredible season he's had to this point. His run at the Tour Championship is officially over at this point. I feel like he's 8 back, and there's just not enough holes to catch 3 players who are beating him by that many strokes. But
honestly, a sort of victory lap for him now, coming down into the back 9. I mean, this is showcasing the best players on the planet for an entire season, and he earned this spot.
Yep.
And now he can kind of play free for the rest of the event.
No stress for him at this point. He can just throw shots freely, not have to worry about the stress of the $30,000 that these guys are playing for first place, 15 for second, 10 for third, and just for making it here, Adam Hammes is going to get $8,000. This is turned over heavily. Needs to avoid a bad tree kick. He gets a great tree kick.
He almost hit it in the basket.
That is where the FPO play as a par 3.
Perfect angle. Maybe could have used a little more height. No, never mind. No,
it's so
that's
good.
Great, yeah.
And that's still 30 feet short. It's so hard to commit to the height. It's such a low ceiling for this distance. Drew has this turned over. Oh, the tree kick back into the woods. Even though that had a lot of turnover, I like the height and angle combination. If the gallery had gotten out of the way, I think that would have been a really good shot.
Yeah, but now back-to-back holes, Drew has thrown a little bit off
errant.
course. Yeah, a little off course there.
As we called him in round 3, backhand daddy. He been really only a fraction of inches away on these last 2 shots. But those couple inches can be much more punishing than being off a couple of feet sometimes.
Yeah, he's in scramble mode here.
Yeah, wow. What an obstructed, good shot here of what Drew has in front of him. Really nice truss. Beautiful approach. That's going to leave him 26 feet.
Yeah, I think so.
And Queen wide open, just a little pitch up to the basket. I still am just shocked by the results of this hole in the third round. We'll get to that in just a second. And McBeth makes birdie. It's unbelievable that 8 players out of the 12 yesterday that played birdied this hole. I mean, you could see how difficult it is this time with this group that made it to the finals. Only one person even had a remotely close shot.
That's a good catch from Drew, left side, but ends in.
And McBeth now has the solo lead at 3 under. And you got to imagine that McBeth has the edge in so many ways in this event. I mean, Adam Hammes doesn't seem to be as affected by his peers in the same way that you might see some other people. I would think that Adam Hammes coming into this round had a good shot. Obviously, that is no longer the case at 7 over. But McBeth has that competitive edge that gives him such an advantage in so many situations in these big events.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 7 is a classic. This fairway tells you exactly what you are supposed to do. With a scenic view that gets uglier the closer you get to the OB road, stay in the fairway and the upshot isn't so friendly either. Trees everywhere. A righty sidearm is a must for this approach into a well-guarded green. Let's see how it plays out. No, you're totally right about the McBeth factor. I mean, I feel like that's how a lot of people,
okay, good.
Visualize this guy. I mean, you come in. I mean, I can say it for
Such
myself.
a dominating factor.
If I make it into this round, I'm thinking, okay, I have to beat McBeth.
Yeah, you're not thinking,
no,
I have to beat Drew Gibson, Nathan Queen, or Adam Hammes. No offense to those guys, because they're obviously outstanding competitors. But you think about the 5-time world champion, the 3-time U.S. champion, the GOAT.
Yeah.
And Queen peers one down the fairway, another great tee shot. Really only one errant tee shot in 6, and he really wasn't that errant on 2. But throwing pretty controlled shots so far.
Another good result for a bad stroke.
Yeah, that fought through and actually is back in the fairway, but it's going to be in a tough spot to get up and down with Drew's backhand. That had so much flight left. He gets so much spin with his forehand. It is really impressive to watch.
And this looks perfect. Oh, hopped right over the top of it.
Wow. That would have been a fun way to cancel out the last 5 holes.
Look at this tough shot.
This seems impossible. I don't know if a disc is flippy enough in Drew's bag to do what he's trying to get it to do right here. It needs to sit. Oh, right on the edge. Inches from the road.
So you saw Adam kind of just flare up there. Paul's looking to do the same thing.
Oh, whoa.
No.
That is
misfire.
Huge misfire. And that's a pretty stock shot for McBeth. The force over Anheuser's sidearm, and that ends up really in a bad spot. Look at this. That was a difficult shot to execute.
Yes. He's got those kind of standstill backhand shots dialed, though. He's an angle master.
He really is. He's got to be. When you think of the likes of Drew Gibson, James Conrad, KLA Visca, players who really just try to do whatever they can to avoid throwing the forehand and are still top players. Drew just short. You know they're going to have touch, you know they're going to have distance, and you know they're going to have angles. You can't do that in this event here on this final day. You have to knock down those inside the circle putts. McBeth opened the door for a moment there with that errant approach. Queen with an opportunity to tie him at 3 under, and
In those situations, those putts become tougher, especially when a McBeth opens, like you said, the door. More incentive is on you to make that stroke up, and that's
A little bit more pressure.
yeah, that's extremely high pressure situation.
Hole 8 is a par 4. It's a 2-shot hole, and it's pretty much broken in half with a drive that lands right here on this path as the fairway dog legs left. Got to get up over this mound and miss these trees here in the middle. Relatively simple in concept, but not always so simple to achieve in practice. Had him on the inside line, and that's not
hard to track, but
good.
That ends up probably about pin high with the gap you're trying to get to, but tucked,
Really? Okay.
tucked in way left.
Paul gets around the corner in 2 straight days. He is in primo position, not as perfectly executed as we saw in the semis, but still in a great spot to pick up a birdie.
That's Buttertown,
That's
USA.
all you're looking for right there. That's all Queen needs. Yeah, that's it. That's what you're trying to do right there.
Yeah,
you circle that spot.
whenever you find wood chips, probably pretty good. First time I ever played with Nathan, I called him Nate, and
Yeah.
he said, "My name is not Nate, it's Nathan."
Even when you tell that story, I want to say, don't call him Nathan. His name's Nathan.
Yes.
Even though you're just giving us an example as he parks it. Nathan. I love that moment. That is. Wow, look at this. This is actually not the worst result. When you throw it inside like that, wow, incredible. Adam's going to get a birdie here. It looked like he was in a lot of trouble off the tee.
I mean, he was, but
Yep.
scramble. And that's as easy as it could possibly be. With a guy who throws
Slow
a
down.
putter as good as him
Yeah.
in that position, I
Yep.
mean, that gap's not going to get any bigger, and he laces it. He's going to have to earn that putt coming back, though. As we saw Queen on the last hole, those putts aren't easy.
Well, door has opened once again unless McBeth wants to slam it shut with a big putt here. Oh, wow, that was close. So this time, I think Queen is a little too close to miss the opportunity to tie it up. Drew wanting to stay within one of the leader if he can make this. And he does. So that's going to get Drew to 2 down. Things got a lot tighter at the top right now. And McBeth will take the only par of the group.
Gets the praise from Nathan.
It's one of those things you find out really quick. The first time you slip up and you're like, what'd you get on hole 8, Nathan? You're like, people are always correcting themselves. You do not want to get the eyes of an angry Nathan Queen when you say his name wrong. Hole 9, par 3, 430 feet, slightly downhill the whole way. And we have seen some just incredible drives in this hole all week. I mean, it's pretty amazing because this hole is actually really difficult.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. I can't believe we haven't seen more people missing the gap.
More of this.
More of that, yeah. That's not that bad of a shot. That's
a 1 out of 4 result.
Yeah, that's a foot to the left.
If not 2 out of 4 or 3 out of 4.
At the USDGC, that's going perfect.
Yeah.
On any hole.
Right. Nathan, another smooth backhand, and he's hitting his line right now. He's not overwhelmed by this opportunity.
No, he's been shredding lines so tight this whole entire tournament.
And so has this guy right here, Drew Gibson. He said he's been here before. I don't think anyone should be surprised by me being here. I've won a big event. He was right there in the contention of winning the USDGC last week. He is here to play as well. Beautiful shot from Drew Gibson.
Yeah, 430-foot buzz down the hill.
Aren't those called mid-ranges now? That's what I heard, that he started calling them mid-ranges.
I don't care what he calls it. It's a buzz. And this is a sidearm upshot.
Oh,
Hyzer flip.
wow.
Pop it up. Little swaggy follow through.
He has got... Last year we were talking about Austin Hannum's cannon forehand. This year, it is Adam Hammes.
Wrong basket.
Yeah, the little tiny one on the PDJ logo does not count.
That should have counted. That looks so good for so long.
Paul, a third time. I think 3 different putts on this front 9 he's made, and it looked like he even connected just a bit on the band. That's a lot of commitment.
You'll take him.
Oh, any way you can get him.
Drew from 18 feet. Yep.
That is a solid birdie to stay within 1 of McBeth.
And that's the pace that we've seen pretty much the whole tournament. 4-3-3, something like that. Going into the back 9 puts you right there for one of the better rounds in the event. So 3 of the guys right on pace. 1 guy, no chance, but we'll be able to see some more shots from him and him have some fun for the crowd.
Yeah, if you'd have told Adam Hammes that he had a par in the front and a par in the back and no other pars, he might have thought, cool, I just shot 7 down. But if you had told him what happened in between, he probably would have thrown up a bit.
One thing I noticed about this round is Nathan hasn't missed a shot. It seems like he's throwing the disc really well. I think hole 2 was one that kind of leaked to the right. Other than that, he's in control. Drew, little off here and there, but making some good putts, trying to make it happen. And McBeth is steady as it goes.
He's just Paul McBeth. He's Paul McBething right now. He has not made any mistakes, really. He's controlling the pace right now, and he's made a couple mistakes, but because they were small errors, he's been able to get away with them. 4 under is a great score on the front 9. It's going to take something great on this back 9 to win this tournament. No matter who wins, it's going to be a special final 9 holes for the touring season. I don't want it to end, but it must. 9 more holes, let's do it.